Hot news or not news, Carson Wentz spraining both of his ankles.
It's hot news. He doesn't have a third one. Like that, I mean, this is it. That's the most you can sprain. Look, I don't. It's Carson Wentz hurt already. Look, he's already dealt with the foot injury in training camp. You know, there's been a lot going on there. We're now in week 3. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Colts have some trouble here because this is going to be.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz is an issue.
Certainly hot news, no question about it. I still want to know how you sprain 2 ankles, man.
Well,
How does it happen to him? Out of all people, Dan, him.
Well, who else would you have picked? Look. I think he sprained one. He went back out there because he felt like he could play on it, and then sprained the other one, and then that was too much. So
they call me Mr. Glass.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Then if you're Chris Ballard, you're sitting there saying, okay, can I rely upon Carson Wentz to be the guy? Is Jacob Eason the guy?
Well, I don't think yet, but they were pleased with how he came along a little bit in camp. I was at their camp early, and it was not going well for him, but I guess the weeks that followed were a little better. But no, obviously they want Wentz in there. That's the guy that they picked. And don't forget, the Eagles are watching this too. He's got to play 75% of the Colts snaps, or else that first-round pick is a second-round pick from that trade. So the Eagles have a lot of incentive for Carson Wentz.
Zach Wilson throwing 4 INTs. Hot news or not news?
I mean, it's not news. He's a rookie quarterback. They're going to throw interceptions, right? They are asking a ton of Zach Wilson. He has no real backup that they can go to, no veteran backup they could sit him down for. So
no left tackle now.
Right. They've decided that he's going to make his mistakes and learn from them and wear it, and there are going to be days like this.
See, it's hot news for me, and I understand what Dan is saying, but the reason it's hot news is Dan mentioned there's no backup. What's the plan then? Like, what is the plan when you thinking you could just throw somebody out there? Everybody's not going to turn into Peyton Manning. Don't fall
on the
that.
best case scenario that ever
don't
was.
Don't fall
right?
for that. Oh, Peyton Manning threw however many interceptions. Zach Wilson's going to do the same thing, and we're going to win championships. Don't play yourself. Bring him along slowly because, again, young rookie quarterbacks are successful with the environment and the situation in which they're given. And right now, that environment sucks, okay? And the situation sucks for him. And I feel bad for him because he could wind up being David Carr and Tim Couch opposed to Peyton Manning.
And it's hot news because it smells very similar to what the last situation was like for Sam Darnold. I mean, not having weapons around, still a lot of things in flux, and look what happened there.
Yeah. I think increasingly what I think happened with the Jets was simply we don't have enough time to evaluate, given our team, whether we should pay Sam Darnold or not. Let's reset the clock and take a longer look at somebody. Hot news or not news, Dan? Mac Jones getting his first career win.
I say hot news because they did not want to be 0-3 going into the Tom Brady game in 2 weeks, right? Like that would have been a lot on the rookie quarterback. Look, he's first of all, it's a division game, so you want to win those. And of all the rookie quarterbacks, I think so far he looks the best. Now, unlike Zach Wilson, they're not asking him to do much, right? It's a lot of short stuff. The offensive line there is good. The defense there is good. I think if they can operate their team like this all year, they got something with him.
See, it's not news to me. It's not news at all because much like Dan is saying, they're going to protect him. He's going to hand the ball off. He's going to dink and dunk. Maybe he'll take a shot once every 50 throws. But they're not asking him to do anything. This is the recipe for young Tom Brady. Remember, young Tom Brady, not old Tom Brady in his
get us in field goal range. Yeah,
that's all we need you to do. We'll do the rest.
Dan, granted it's situation, but I'm curious from your perspective, if the draft were to happen today, do you think Mac Jones still goes where Mac Jones goes, or do you think he goes higher?
It's a good question. I don't know. Nobody traded up for him, right? I think there were some teams that tried to. So would they have tried harder? I don't know, because I think there was a thought that of all these guys, he might be the most ready to go right away. But I do still think people looked at the running ability of guys like Fields and Lance as additional things that elevated the ceiling. So he probably still ends up the fifth guy taken.
I actually think this is hot news, Key, for the reason you brought up. You have to listen to Key during commercial breaks, go through everything that tips off a veteran player on a given play, right? But you got to give the guys time to get there. So by making things simple to the quarterback, you can win and build up the foundation right from the ground up over time. For that reason, you're 1-1 after 2 weeks, and you're doing that. To me, that's hot news. because they got something now.
Well, they got something, and I don't want to belabor the point because we got to move on. But if you think about Jared Goff's success with Sean McVay,
Yeah.
turn to the sideline. I'll tell you the plays, and then you go back. Training wheels was on. The moment he took the training wheels off, it all kind of fell apart for Jared
You
Goff.
got to do it little by little, do it right. Matt Nagy saying Andy Dalton will be the starter if healthy. Hot news or not news, Dan?
Literally not news. It's the same thing he's been saying for months, right? So, look, Matt Nagy has some sort of plan and something he wants to see from Justin Fields before he decides, okay, this kid is ready. We don't know what that is. We don't know when it is. But as of now, he's not there. He may have to play Justin Fields because Andy Dalton might not be able to play. But at this point, if he had his preference, he would give Andy Dalton another start this week.
It's not news at all. I think, much like Dan is saying, if he had his preference, he'd start him. But the fact that he gets a bailout because he says healthy. He says, if healthy. Well, he knows he's not going to be healthy. That's a bailout to be able to start him, to be able to tell everybody, see, if it doesn't go well, see, y'all wanted me to start him. Here's what we get. Now we go back to Andy.
Yeah.
It's hot news for me. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. And the fact that he didn't say it, he had to have somebody from PR come in and say it back to the conference room after he left the podium.
Yeah. I mean, look, what Key said, I think that's exactly right. I think he's got cover now.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants
If
to do.
he's
Interesting
good,
to
Thank you,
see.
Dan.
Right?
Like a couple weeks
Let's
from now,
see.
is Andy Dalton still not healthy?
Yeah.
Quote.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.